that was an excellent sell that you were concussed, you're out, and this is pretty serious. All right, so here we have the package pile driver. Now we're going to talk about two different pile drivers, and you're going to be surprised at which one I would prefer as a talent to take. There's the package pile driver, which Kevin Owens, I haven't seen anybody else ever do that before he started doing it on the Indies and Ring of Honor. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments. And then we're going to talk about the standard pile driver to Randy Orton from SmackDown. So we talked about it. It is kind of cool that they are reinvesting into a move as part of a storyline to get a heel over and providing a little bit of chaos and also going beyond the bounds of just winning or losing a match. Kevin Owens is legitimately trying to hurt somebody. So I love the fact, psychology wise, that they're bringing back the pile driver, at least sporadically or limited amounts on a limited basis to make a talent. And Kevin Owens needed it because he's been flip-flopping from babyface to heel, babyface to heel. This is such a nice fresh coat of paint on his heel character. And also what makes him a great heel is everybody can identify he has a truth that we can kind of see his point of view in a little bit of a way. Not agree with him, but if we understand, it at least keeps us watching to see how that would unfold. And of course, you run the risk. If he identifies with too many people, guess what's going to happen to Kevin Owens? He's going to turn babyface again, which is not what you want at this point. And then you're going to want him to pile drive heels and hurt them. You don't want that. So here's the pile driver on Cody. You want me to play this like for about 5-6 seconds,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
We're good?
Yep.
All right. So here we go. Very nice. Cody sold it really good. Hey, by the way, big fan of the show, Charles Robinson right here. I'm going to keep saying that until he gets heat. By the way, Saturday night's main event, they did an amazing job. The little touches with the referees, with the old long sleeve shirts and the bow ties. Great job on that. I really do love that. We tried actually to have the opening of episode 26 mirror this Saturday night's main event opening, but Chris and I couldn't get it to work. So sorry, James, we let everybody down.
No.
We'll get it eventually. So I'm going to break this down from this. We have two different angles, this one and the fan cam. So from this angle, I'm going to break down the package pile driver, which people might think, wow, this is really dangerous because you're tying his arms up and everything. But really, this is a much safer pile driver than the standard one, because when the legs are straight up in the air like that and you have nowhere to go but straight down, you're actually protected less by that. And you really have to, really rely on the guy to have enough space. And we're going to see that with Randy Orton. You need to provide tons of space, almost too much sometimes, to expose the business. That's why the package pile driver is really good. So we're going to take this in slow-mo right here and then pause it. Now he has this. He hooks one. It's very unique. It's actually pretty scary. But what you need to do, and you can see Cody's making a fist and really tighten it up, just like the razor's edge that we talked about. You need to really resist it almost with your arms to lock in this and this with his arms. So you need to lock all that in, and he has to grab down here and grab the back of the knees as Cody's arm is counter resisting all that to tighten it up. You do not want this move loose, because guess what's going to happen? You're going to slip and you're going to get pile drive for real. And you're going to pretty much take that bump from Botch Watch 2, the botching, or Botch Watch 2, Electric Botchaloo. We have all those names we're thinking of, where the guy tried to do something out of the corner and he took a package pile driver bump for real. So it's pretty amazing. So here it is, up. This right here is probably the scariest part, because Cody's looking up at the ceiling. You're in a power bomb position, almost like a tiger driver, but he still has his legs right here and right here. So when he drops them down, Kevin Owens has to have chest to back, still tight, and Cody, it's a scary bump because you're literally folded up, and then boom. So as we look at this, somebody's saying Cody's head touched. It's close. It's so, like, I don't think his head touched, but it was pretty darn close. And then just, I love this cell right here where Cody's arms are still in the position all the way down. And what Cody did, and I've done this when I was knocked out, Cody did the Tua, the Miami Dolphins quarterback, when he got concussions, and did the like little like monkey claw thing where he was just kind of like, when you get a concussion, sometimes your hands do this. That's when it's scary. So when Cody did that after this clip that we're playing, that was an excellent sell that you were concussed, you're out, and this is pretty serious. So really good stuff here. And here's the Randy Orton one for context. So what I will say too is, as a talent, I know when people watch it and they're going to see this, they're going to groan. And they did cover it in replay. I do have the replay as well in a separate clip. You need to protect the other person. Kevin Owens erred on the side of protecting Cody Rhodes to the point where it was a botch where nobody got hurt. It was just a super safe version. Let's go to right here. Slow-mo. We'll play it in real time. So you can see right there. Randy Orton's head never hits the mat, which is the way it should be. But Kevin Owens is trying to protect him. Now, Randy's had shoulder injuries. He's had back surgery, all sorts of stuff. So I know he was trying to protect him. So he's literally, if you notice Kevin Owens, usually your feet leave the mat when you pile drive somebody. His feet stayed on the mat. See what I mean? And just landed with knees up as much as possible. Now, people could have thought, I think what they were hoping for, and they should have been double and triple checking with the cameraman, with the director, saying, we are going to be ultra safe with this. Get a live camera angle that's not going to expose it. Of course it did. Randy still sold it like a champ though. Right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the actual replay version of this. This is the replay version from SmackDown, which they did a great job of covering. So look right here. Perfect. Because you see no impact, but you see Randy grab the head. So I got to give it WWE production. They did a great job of doing that. And that was the replay you were talking about when we were communicating before the show, right?
Yeah, there was also another one where there's a camera angle from behind as well, where it looks a lot better. They showed two different replays after the Randy Orton Piledriver that look better than the original, which is, of course, a credit to the production team.
By the way, I love this cell. I missed that one. I'm sorry, but that's an even better angle from the back. But from the back, you still run the risk of catching the fact that if it's a little bit off to an angle, if it was directly behind Kevin Owens, yeah. But if you move to a slight angle, you're going to see those knees up and his head never touch. I love this Piledriver cell. Selling it like Cody did, totally fine. It's the end. He's getting stretchered out. Randy Orton grabbing his head, like you ever get that little pinched nerve in your trap or something, and it's like he hit his head on something and he's just kind of like vertigo, nausea, all this stuff, but also instant migraine. That's what this tells me. It's like taking that shoulder block bump during the thing, the thing with Ricochet and Will Ospreay. If you take a shoulder block and you grab your head like this, people are going to go, oh, because they know what it's like to hit the back of their head or bump their head into something. And you just get just disoriented from that. So let's go back. I'm going to show this fan cam footage. This guy, Matt, here seems to catch all the stuff. Does he go to all the shows?
There's some dude who's got like 500,000 subs and all it is just like fan cam stuff. So I suspect it might well be. I don't know if it's that guy though.
Matt Kemp. Yeah, that's the guy I always seem to find on YouTube. Right there. See? There you go. Zoom in. All right, let's play it here. Now, what happens is, too, you notice in that last part, if it's loose to any point, he lets go, right before, and it looks like you still have that, it's kind of like getting bit by the ring from a bump. Cody's head still could have been popped by not from being dropped onto the mat, but the mat coming up and hitting him, that's a real thing. Like that hurts because you think you're free and clear, and then here comes the mat, and you're like, oh my God, what was that? It's like after the bump. By the way, please bring the old championship belts back.
Mm-hmm.
Please bring the old ones back. What is this one night only thing? Bring back the Winged Eagle, bring back the tag belts, bring back the Ultimate Warrior Intercontinental belt. If you want to put different colored straps on there for the talent, the side plates are fine. Bring all the old titles back. And while I'm at it, get rid of the new titles. Maybe we have a whole segment on that because my God, when everybody's a champion, nobody's a champion. That's the way I look at it. But man,
you're not a fan of the women's United States Championship belt.
I'm a fan if it makes them more money. But if everybody's the champion, not everybody's going to get paid. So that's the what went right. It's really mostly what went right. So it's not even what went wrong with anything except for protecting the talent, which I'm never going to call that a what went wrong because Randy Orton, I love that. Like people can, oh man, he never touched or whatever. Some bloodthirsty bastards like you who want to look at you nodding.
Oh yeah.
My God, I've never seen you so happy in my life. Look at you.
Can you get the Randy Orton one back up for us? I'll say something. All right, so we were just watching the Cody Rhodes one, and the way he does the package pile driver, I always thought the reason why it's probably safer as a layperson looking at it, and you tell me if I'm right or wrong, is that it promotes tucking the head, the package pile driver. So you can't really do anything but tuck your head. So it ends up being safer in that aspect. I remember seeing this at the time, the Kevin Owens Randy Orton pile driver, and it struck me that Kevin speeds through it slightly. Do you know what I mean? It's only a couple of seconds and it's like straight down again. And I'm wondering if he'd sort of maybe centered himself a little bit more and then dropped it. He could have got Randy a bit closer while still being safe.
My thought about that, there's two different ways to look at it. Number one, you don't want to rush it. You don't want to rush it at all because you want to be safe. I think Kevin Owens did it because all the agents and the referees and everybody was around, as you can see here, and he just needed to get it done. You see, I mean, they're giving him space, but my thing would be, and this would be something I think, if you want to make Kevin Owens a heel, this is just me saying it. If he goes to do it to somebody in the future and say the female referee who used to be a wrestler, Jessica Carr, she used to be a wrestler in Baltimore for MCW. If this girl here, I'm going to circle her, if she stops him, say he picks somebody up and he's holding them and she throws the legs down and to break up the pile driver and he gives her a pile driver, that would be heat. Now, I'm saying that only because there's layers of it. You can do it to Hurricane, Jason Jordan, Petey Williams. I'd love to see him take a Canadian destroyer from Kevin Owens. That would be funny. Just a little bit of like, you know what I mean? Little receipt there. I don't know if anybody's ever given Petey a Canadian destroyer. That's interesting. I have to look that up. What I'm saying is, if you do it to, say, just a regular referee like Charles, fan of the show, by the way, or one of the agents, or even Triple H, which God forbid, they were shoving each other, and people think there's going to be a match between Kevin Owens and Triple H. Stop it. Triple H, you don't want the guy dying in the ring. I mean, I just don't know why people think there's going to be a match and why they would have them shove each other without any kind of payoff. Getting back to why you should pile drive the female referee, because there will be a level of like, oh my God, no one's ever done that. There's going to be the first ever element. And there's going to be, how could you attack a woman, which makes Kevin Owens even more of a heel. If he does that to one of the agents or the male referees, I feel like the fans will cheer for that. This could be more, maybe they'll cheer no matter what. Who knows? But that's just my thought on that. That he may have done it quick to keep anybody from blocking the pile driver. Because it is a banned move. Think about it. It's a banned move. So if you go to pick somebody up for a pile driver and you're holding them there, they got time to throw the legs down and stop it from happening. They're not just going to stand there and stop and have that happen. Of course, now if he keeps pile driving people like Cody Rhodes, whoever else and everything, My question is, how do you punish him? If it's a banned move and he keeps doing it, and you're going to fine him $100,000, I think by now the fans know nobody's really fined $100,000 anymore. So my thought would be, how do you punish Kevin Owens? I'll tell you how you punish him, and how I feel like would have been really, really good, except hopefully you got a great Saturday night's main event payoff. I would have stripped him from the chance of wrestling for the title.
Mm-hmm.
Now he goes berserk. That's worse than you do have to show up every week, but you're not getting a world title shot. You've now forfeited you're forfeited. And now and here's another thing. If they had a ranking system, he was #1 contender, supposedly going in Saturday night's main event. He does that to Randy, or he keeps doing it, or he does something to Cody, he gets stripped of the opportunity. Now you're at number 10 and you have to work your way back up. Now he has 9 different people to injure with that pile driver to get back to Cody. So anybody that has a chance to wrestle Cody, guess what happens? Kevin Owens attacks him, pile drives him. He just eliminates the contenders until he gets a back door into being #1 contender. That's 9-10 weeks of TV right there.
That happens more often than not, where someone attacks the #1 contender and then all of a sudden the person who does the attacking is rewarded with a title shot.
But if you attack from number 10 to #1, there's nobody left to challenge Cody. So they need to have a match. So he's going to volunteer. Then they can say, you have a title match, but you're not getting paid for it. Like, you know what I mean? You're doing it for free now. There's always an element where he says, I'm getting screwed over. Well, dude, you put 9 people in the hospital. Of course, I feel like that's interesting TV that can, even if he tries to do it from going up to the Rumble to take out people so there's not 30 people in the Rumble, or he just keeps eliminating people up to WrestleMania to where, as a heel, he backdoors his way into the WrestleMania main event. I feel like that's heat.
I've got to disagree with you on one thing. I love it when the commentators especially talk about money. I always loved it when Gorilla would say, he doesn't want to end up with the loser's share of the purse and that kind of thing. Because people can relate to that. And therefore there's stakes on every single match. And that's something I think is sorely missing, that you're fighting for money. You're fighting for the winner's percentage, like, they still did in UFC.
We literally bring that up every week on Russo's show. Why do they not talk about the money? What are you in this business for? You want to make millions of dollars and set your family up for generations. What's wrong with that? And when you're mad that you're not in the world title picture, everybody attaches babyface or heel that childhood dream. No, I'm going to make a lot of money. I want this belt because if I win this belt, then I know not only will I make millions now, I'm going to make millions on the conventions and the Comic-Cons for 20 years, and I'll have that picture. Nobody can ever take that away from me. That's kind of the way the boys really feel. Dude, every time I ran right back to the photos. Take it before they take it from me. Take the pictures.